I think this moment that you just feel like that we're trying to escape, like this feeling when you feel stuck in your life and you want to actually express yourself, because as humans, I think that's what we're here for.
Tell us a little bit about that journey and the story behind that.
You know, to switch my mindsets, thinking like, oh, it can be something. And you know, my whole family was really against it. They just like, nope, this is not real. Like, you're crazy. You went to America. Now you're absolutely insane. So, and I think for me it was...
Today, I have a great guest for you. She's my dear friend, actress and musician, wonderful person inside and out, Natasha Blasick. Actress, model, and musician Natasha Blasick, coming all the way from Ukraine, has a recurring part in Peacock's original series Polti Goldman from executive producer Seth Rogen. She recently shot a movie Karaganda, directed by Max Weisberg. She appeared in many other hit projects, including the award-winning live-action video game Immortality, which premiered at the 2022 Tribeca Film Festival. She was cast alongside Jamie Foxx, Gerard Butler, Jeremy Piven, and Eva Longoria in movie All-Star Weekend due to some complications never got released. She's also a member of band Snowflakes that she co-founded with her husband Martin Blasick. They recently received an award at Studio City Film Festival here in Los Angeles for their music video Dig Dig Dig. She's currently in a pre-production and many other projects, so for more, stay tuned, more coming up. You felt like this is your true life calling, acting.
I remember that moment being on the stage and acting a scene, and it was like a huge theater in Vegas, and I was like taking breath, and the audience was taking breath with me, and I felt this connection, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not by myself in this world. Just this connection with people was like, that's the moment that I found my purpose. Is like,
welcome back to Live with Purpose. My name is Anna Lawson, and if you're looking to get in touch with your deepest heart's desires and discover your true purpose in life, then this is for you. In these conversations, we hope to inspire you to get on that journey of reaching out deeply into your heart and getting in touch with your deepest heart's desires. I believe that most people suffer in their lives because they're not in tune with their inner nature. They don't feel expressed in what they do daily. So today I have a great guest for you. She's my dear friend, actress and musician, wonderful person inside and out, Natasha Blasick. Hi, Natasha. So great to have you here.
oh, hi, Anna. Thank you so much for having me. And I think what a wonderful topic is to cover that, because we all want to have a beautiful life, but you know, not all of us fortunate enough to be in an environment that can help to get there. So, and I think conversations like that are really important.
Absolutely. I really agree. So for the audience that would like to know more about you, tell us a little bit about your journey as an actress, since you're also a musician besides being an actress. Tell us a little bit about that journey.
I never in the world thought that I'm going to be a musician, you know, or actor, because I'm originally from Ukraine and I got like a business degree. So, and I remember when I was in university, I was actually pretty good in what I was doing. I was like, wow, like I'm really happy with what I like. I'm good. I study, like and my friend was constantly struggling. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so lucky I'm not like her. And then I remember the day I graduated, and I kind of imagined my life, like what it would be if I would be like, and I think, okay, I got a degree in marketing. I was like, okay, what it would be if I will have like the most amazing career as a marketing executive. And I kind of, the whole night I was just like seeing this, and it's like in the best scenario that could be. And then I was thinking, wow, it doesn't inspire me. It's not me. It's like, I just wasted 5 years of my life. And that was like really scary to admit. But at the same time, I think it was a good moment for me that I admitted this to myself. It was like, okay, I need to search for something else. And then I met my husband and I moved to US, and he was very different from my world, because I came in the business world, and he's a musician, he's a songwriter, he's a filmmaker. So for me, it was like, whoa, this is just so crazy. He's so like out there. But at the same time, something about him was very freeing and fascinating and inspiring. And then I moved to US. He's just like, he actually went down the list of jobs, the jobs that I could do. You know, like marketing, business, blah, blah, blah. So we kind of went by alphabetically, and nothing was like, you know, inspiring me in the moment. And then he's like, what about acting? And I was like, well, I actually did acting. Then I was in Ukraine, and I was playing piano. Then I was I went to music school, but it was such a dream there. There was nobody would even I would never dare to pursue it there, because this is not serious. This is not what you want to do with your life. Just forget about it. Just choose something else, something real.
Like a real job.
Yes, a real job. Yeah. And I think he was really inspiring. Is but what if you will try this? What if you will, what if you like it? So, and this is kind of because of his inspiration and his
motivation.
Motivation. Yes. I was okay, let me actually do that. And then I started doing some acting. I went to acting classes, acting schools. I'll do everything.
Everything in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Even though I did theater back at home, but back at home, I was oh my gosh, this is just hobby. It's just something.
Just for fun.
Fun. And here it's just to switch my mindsets, thinking it can be something. And my whole family was really against it. They just nope, this is not real. You crazy. You went to America, now you're absolutely insane. So, and I think for me it was, truly listening to who I am. I was but what do I want? Do I want to pursue this? What if I'll fail? It's so what? I think failure would be not to try. So I think those conversations that I had with myself.
When was that moment, since it's a show Live with Purpose, that you felt this is your true life calling, acting?
I did a beauty pageant. I did Mrs. World beauty pageant. And for my talent, I chose acting. And I remember that moment, being on the stage and acting a scene. And it was a huge theater in Vegas. And I remember that I was acting and I was taking breath, and the audience was taking breath with me, and I felt this connection, and I was oh my gosh, I'm not by myself in this world. Just this connection with people was so inspiring, and so that's the moment that I found my purpose. Is that's the connection that I always wanted to have, and I never had by myself doing things what I do, but this acting, this performing art gave me this connection.
You feel it in your heart. You know that that's your calling, that's something you just feel in being in the flow.
Yes. It's we need to look for this mind, body, spirit connection. This is what brings me joy, and this is my life's calling. And I believe some people say, oh, this actor was out of work, quit acting for 3 years. No, they didn't quit. Once you're an artist, you never quit being an artist. You may not work.
Exactly.
But
it's not a 9 to 5 job.
Yes. And this is where comes music, because Martin is a musician and composer. And I was what other ways can I express myself and actually have more control of my time? And he taught me how to play bass guitar. He actually brought me bass guitar and said, I booked the show in 2 weeks. So you can learn your lines, so you can actually learn how to play music.
Tell us a little bit about that journey and the story behind that music video and the song.
Well, thank you so much, first of all, for being there. That meant a lot to us both. So we have a band with my husband, and we call it Snowflakes, and we play very positive music, songs like Live in Your Moment, step outside your comfort zone, stuff that we actually, this is our subject today. But as an artist, I was let's have a little bit different expression too. I would like to explore darker themes of humanity. And this is how we came up with the band Witch and Wizard, where it's more gothy sound. And I think it's just just accepting yourself that yes, as humans we have both, and we always have a choice. That's how this band kind of came to life. And then Martin wrote this song about, I think, this moment that you just feel that we're trying to escape, this feeling. The song called Dig Dig Dig. It's that this life is kind of repetitive, and it's how do you get out of that? And the music video is, I wanted to put this feeling of this burning desire of when you feel stuck in your life and you want to actually express yourself, because we are, as humans, we need to put the energy in front of us. So it's this circle of energy, and the universe gives us back. It's just we give, and it gives us back. So this cycle of life, it's that's beauty of creation.
Absolutely.
And that's what I was I really wanted to put it in the video.
How do you stay on track with being inspired, motivated? Do you do meditation? Do you do yoga? What is your mindfulness routine every day?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is very important. Is to kind of keep yourself motivated and keep yourself, your mind healthy. The mental health is so important. And I think that's the thing with mental health. It's like we don't see it until it shows up in an ugly way. So I think it's like our everyday job is to work on it constantly. So, and I do all kinds of things. I do meditations, I do mantras, I do yoga. I mean, I'm very mindful how I start my day, how I finish my day. As soon as I open my eyes, I try to think about something positive. It's gratitude, like constant gratitude. Before, I go to bed, I try to fall asleep with inspiring thoughts. I pray. And it's constant like journey. It's like brushing your teeth. You have to do it like constantly. It's not like you're like, okay, I'm fixed.
It's a journey.
Yes.
It's a process. And
yes.
it's about every day living that path of believing and faith.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then how you draw your energy back from that.
Yeah.
And any specific meditation that you do?
Well, I do like one of like even getting here. I was listening to mantras, it's just like whenever I have a free second, I constantly working on my mindset. And I think what I'm like getting inspiration from now, I watch Joe Dispenza, and one of his meditations and mindset is like, imagine if you achieve everything you want, and how would you feel? So, and act from that point. And I think even if we will just take away, like not think like, oh, there's some kind of magical energy thing, but it's an even very practical tool, because once we have this mindset, we will make better choices. We'll make choices that kind of propel us in life. And for example, I was thinking like, if me with a healthy mindset, like Joe Dispenza mindset, and me with like down mindset will walk in the same room at the same event. Like the me with the mindset that, Joe Dispenza talks
Abundance
about
mindset.
Abundance and like connecting and acting from the point that you already got everything. You're open to people. You're ready to connect with people. You walk in the room. So you meet people. You just
create
make connections.
opportunities.
Yeah, create
You
opportunities.
create opportunities.
And you walk out of this event. He was like, whoa, that was a great event. But if with me with like different mindset, kind of like down and not believing in yourself, walking in the same room, it's like I will probably complain the whole night to somebody, and I'll walk out. I was like, that was a horrible thing to do. Like, it's a horrible event. It's just like was nothing but like
waste of time.
Yeah, waste of time. So it's just, I think just that's just practical, application of that mindset. And besides that,
Dr. Joe Dispenza always says we generate energy.
Yes, and actually you're incredible in this. Like, you're incredible. I believe you manifested this show. Like, seriously. Like, and people will say it's luck. It's not luck. It's work. And it's like what also he talks about, take inspiring actions. Once you kind of have this idea, actually act on it. And I think it's a lot of times that people think, oh, if I think about it, like, some wonderful things are going to happen to me. No, you actually need to take actions. And that's what I was thinking about your show. It's like you created this opportunity. You made it happen. You love it. And it's like, I just read this book, Napoleon Hill, and the project that I was like shooting, it was based on this mindset. And he's talking about like this burning desire, and then like the same steps, like you making like actions. And that's where like, sometimes it's hard to see on ourselves. But with you, I saw that with my own eyes. You had this burning desire. It's like, this is what I want to do. I'm a host. I'm great in it.
That's so funny.
And look at us now. We sit in this amazing studio because of you. Because you were like, had this desire and you were making actions about it.
Thank you so much for the compliment. But it is true that most people overlook the moment of taking action and constantly convincing yourself with effective auto-suggestion. So seeing yourself already doing the thing. So that is the most effective. The more you can tap into the subconscious, effectively going to show up in your everyday life. And most people consciously want something, but they're behaving differently.
It's like with practicing music. It's better to practice 5 minutes each day than to practice like 2 hours
One day.
like one day. And it's like you said, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling like your brain is crumbled, and it's just, you don't feel so like empowered by that.
So true.
And I think, you know, what you just said, it like for me that was like always a struggle, because like I got here and it's like I heard like this kind of like, oh, be humble. And I think it's very important to kind of make like actually understand that like feeling like success, that's not a selfish thing to do, that's not a bad thing to do, that's actually a healthy thing to do. That's what we need to do. It doesn't say that you are I think like from coming from Ukraine and experiencing different mindset, it's like then people is like, oh, just be humble and just like don't, like, you didn't deserve any of the, you know, like applause,
Like, don't ask for too much.
Yes. So it's very actually like for me it's a big issue, like just. And when I worked with like I did the movie with Jamie Foxx, and he was a director, he was an actor in it, and just observing kind of his habits, it's like what we were talking about. He truly celebrates. He celebrates every step of the way. And I think this is the first time that I actually understood how important it is to truly kind of like just taking, like, that's your path, and every step on your path is worth celebrating. You're worth it. It's like, it doesn't make you a selfish bad person. No, this is how actually, because if we don't have it, then we try to get it from others, and we actually and then we become takers, but we want to be givers. So if you feel like you are enough and you celebrate it and you celebrate, you have this life juice that you want to share with others, and then you inspire others. And this is like how this healthy, like, you know, wave happens, not the other way around.
So true. So true.
Living purposefully is one of the most, if not the most, enjoyable experiences you can have in life. You know that when you live with a purpose, life just flows. On the way, you're able to carve your own way as you pass through the ups and downs, with your purpose always holding you strong. This is the life you want to live. This is the purpose you want to follow, and these are the benefits you want to enjoy. A purposeful life is a useful life, and the best way to lead a good life. You look for things that make you truly happy, or rather fulfilled. So, what is life purpose, really? Life purpose is a lot of things, but foremost, it's the first step to living your life the most conscious way. Here's one way to look at it. You may be very busy with a lot of chores and tasks every day. But if you don't have a purpose intended for those tasks, then every effort you make will mean very little in the end. So basically, the goal in the end may have nothing to do with your purpose. This means that you could pursue your current goals for the next so many years and then come to realize that this wasn't what you wanted in the first place. On the contrary, if you have a life purpose, then that's how you learn to lead a conscious life. Your efforts get directed towards something and you enjoy every minute of it. And although this doesn't imply that your problems disappear, at least now you know why you're trying to find a way around those problems. You also know that you've discovered your life purpose when you feel energized in all your endeavors. You no longer dread the daily grind, but are eager to get your day started and get as much done as you possibly can. And this is exactly what this video aims to correct, so that you can live your own life based on what's important to you and not what others think is good for you.
I work with Jamie Foxx and Jeremy Piven and Eva Longoria and Gerard Butler. And the way I connected to the star of the show actually from meditation, because he's like, I think one day he saw me meditating. And he's like, this is how I manifested this show. I was like, really? He's like, yes, I believe in transcendent meditation, and it was like my dream to do the show. And then I was just working on this vision every day, and here we are now. So like hearing stories like this, I think it's like really, like, we need to hear that. It's like there's so much in our hands, and those stories like really inspire me. So yes, I got on the show, and the show was they submitted for your consideration for Emmys. So that was so like actually like incredible for me. Like just one day I got this phone call, and it's like from my publicist, and he's like, Peacock asks for your photo because they're submitting you for your consideration for Emmys. I thought it was like a joke, but no, it was like for real. So things like, and Joe Dispenza talks about it, like we have this idea what we want and we keep it in mind, but sometimes universe actually, like it's not up to us to choose how universe like
works. And it just comes to you in,
it comes
unexpected ways.
And just take it, like take it. So I think that's what like my personal journey is like, you know, taking it when it comes to me and feeling like I'm deserving this. And so yeah, that was like the moment that I was like, whoa. And it's like this connection to universe.
I definitely believe that we are absolutely creators of our lives. Tell me about the meditation that you do. Which one exactly?
Well, I'm absolutely in love with Deepak Chopra daily meditations. Like YouTube, it's like we can find everything on YouTube now. So it's just like that's how I start my day. I do Deepak Chopra daily meditations, and then also I listen to Lucky Girl like mantras every day, and I think once a week I try to do the you know, depending how I feel, like a chakra cleansing. There's lots of YouTube videos about that too, and it's like the feeling like alignment of your body, like this, like then the energy is buzzing through you. That's just like, it's just addicting.
No, that's so wonderful. Any specific name for the chakra meditation? Which one exactly do you do?
Oh my gosh, I think you just Google like chakra meditation. Like there's so many, and you know, like I know on your phone, like I see the cover, it's like you have chakras on it, and I think that's what on YouTube you'll see the body with lots of colorful chakras, so just click there.
No,
like
because that's a source of energy.
Yes,
we generate energy within our bodies, and bringing the system into harmony and homeostasis. You're balancing your hormonal system, digestive, all more balanced. That's why I always tell people to practice yoga.
Yoga is incredible, and it's like a body, spirit, mind, breath. Yes, I think it's like whenever you like freak out, everything, it's like I do, you know, like I touch sometimes like this spot on my hand. It's like very relaxing. And breathing. It's like you just breathe deeply and you just exhale and you just trust the universe. You trust whatever you believe. You trust God, the universe, and it's just like that. And you just trust that everything is gonna be just fine, just breathe. So breath is like, yes, faith is a big part of my life. And it's like,
and breath is powerful for bringing you back to the present moment and connecting. It really centers you and balances you. I just listened to this interview with Novak Djokovic, because we are from the same country, and I'm a huge fan of Novak. I mean, you talk about that repetition, how that is necessary in order to tap into subconscious constantly. He says, I have to channel that warrior energy every day. And people think that I've done it once and I'm a champion, but I have to do it every day, and I don't feel like doing it sometimes. But you have to get up and do it over and over again.
And that's a champion mindset. That's a champion mindset, I believe. Yes, you do the work. You're not taking things for granted, but you celebrate and you accept who you are, and you understand that you're enough. And it's like, and as human beings, that's just our path. And I think that's a champion mindset, yes.
Rarely talk about this, but I struggle with depression and anxiety. And I was like 21. And I was like, I don't know what to do. But I had this instinct that I didn't want to take any medication. I wanted to figure out why I feel that way. So I hated exercising, which people cannot believe, because I teach yoga, so I exercise more than 3 hours every day. But I hated exercising. I was like, there's no way. Like I don't, like, that's a waste of time. I don't even.
Oh wow!
And my mom's friend, there was a doctor, a cardiologist. He says, tell Anna to run every day. He's like, she needs to run. Tell her to run every morning and every night. I was like, what? There's no way. Like, I'm not doing that. Why would I run? What does that have to do with mental health? You know, when you don't know the connection. She says, tell her to go and run and sweat every day, twice a day.
Oh my God.
I started running, and I really immediately felt better. I was like, this is because it changes the chemistry. Dopamine, cortisol, adrenaline go down, dopamine, the feel good hormone. And I was like, oh my God, I really feel better. I use the tiny habits, and I didn't even know that. I mean, that book was not even written back then. I tricked myself like that. I was like, let me just go to that place where the yoga is. Let me go there and talk to the girls that work at the front desk. I don't have to take a class the first time. Just go there. Sign up, talk to them, have a good time. And that's what I later found in BJ Fogg's book, The Feeling Successful. I was like, let me just have a good time. I talk to the girls, I sign up, I pay for them. And then I was like, okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow. And they're like, you don't want to take the class? I was like, no, I'll start like next day. And they were like, okay. And then I was like, this is really fun. I'm going to go back because subconscious runs the behavior. You make yourself feel good. The subconscious wants to go back there. It's like the animal.
Yes, you just want to feel good again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because sometimes you have that resistance. You don't want to go. No.
Yes. And I was like, I so agree in that. And it's like, I have anxiety. I struggle with anxieties and I run. And I know how like important it is for me to kind of like sweat and run, release this, like whatever. It's like physiologically you're releasing all the toxins out of your system. True. You just like, everything goes away. So, and speaking of that, like, yes, it's like the same way. I got to yoga studios and it's like, you just like love it there. And it's like your just body like automatically just wants to go to a happy place. Just like because my parents, just my dad. And, I always thought we're eating quite healthy in our family. But then my dad recently told me, he's like, why are you working so hard and eating healthy? You have a good gene. So just go enjoy your life. So I was like, oh, that's a quite different mindset that I think I have.
That's so funny.
I mean, yes, like I'm blessed to have a certain gene pool, but let's keep like just gene pool like the best it can be. I believe like, we will talk about our body is our temple. So let's put some respect into this temple.
Absolutely. So true.
And
it's always different.
It's
Every
always
day is very
different, and one of my actually yoga coaches would say, come as you are. And then get inspired and just celebrate who you are and just love, more love.
Thank you so much, Natasha.
Thank you.
Perhaps you're fortunate enough to already know what you're most passionate about. Or maybe you feel like you never really had a chance to really consider your aspirations. In that case, take some time now to find your passions. You can only reach your ultimate development in those areas in which you're really passionate about. For example, you can never become truly great at singing if you don't even like to sing. Your greatest strength will ultimately be those things that you do, practice, and develop the most. It only makes sense to spend all that time on something that you truly love. Here's a quick exercise to find your passions. First, consider what you love doing. Looking back, what are the things that you enjoy the most? What are some things that you always wanted to try but you never have? What things are you naturally good at? Sometimes the answers are inside us, so think about it, journal, and see what comes up to the surface. If there is something you always wanted to do, give it a try and see how much you enjoy it. You don't really know before you truly experience it for yourself. I hope that this conversation inspires you to get on the journey, to get closer to your heart's desires, to your true calling, true purpose in life. I'm Ann Lawson. I hope to see you next time. Have a great day.